This is going to be, oh, hello. Thank you for joining us for Veg with Lisa live. And notice I'm saying us because I have a special guest in the house. But before we get started, please let us know that you can hear us. Testing, testing.
1, 2, 3.
And that you can see us so that we know we're not just acting silly for ourselves because we act silly enough on our own all the time, don't we, Rob?
Yep.
This is my guy, Rob, and today is his birthday. So I wanted to invite him on Veg with Lisa live. Hi, Terry. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
You know, on my birthday, I always make a cheer. You know that? Have you heard my cheers before?
Yes,
So I made a cheer for Rob today on his birthday, and you're kind of a minimalist, aren't you?
I am.
So I made a basic cheer, and it goes like this. Hi, Lori. Hi, Lori. 58, 58. Rob is great at 58. 58, 58. Rob is great at 58. What do you think of that cheer, Rob?
Good.
Okay, so yes, today is Rob's birthday and he's cute and all, but I do want to do some cooking because after all, this is Veg with Lisa live. And something that you might want to know is that Rob is vegan. Is that true, Rob?
It is. I think going on 6 years now.
6 years
In a couple
going on
months.
vegan. What does that mean to you? What does vegan mean for people who don't really know? Does it mean that you like don't eat butter?
I don't eat butter. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat meat. I don't eat honey. I don't eat cheese, dairy, all those things that are related to dairy.
So Rob doesn't eat anything that comes from an animal, including honey. That's pretty strict. Um, Rob, let me ask you, why are you a vegan?
Just for my health. And
Mm,
I mean, not just for my health, but for my health as well as for the environment,
health,
for
environment, what else?
ethical reasons.
Ethical reasons for the poor little bunnies and the poor little piggies, right? Oh,
Yeah.
you're such an inspiration. Okay, but the real reason, besides he's cute and he's a vegan, that I wanted to have Rob on Veg with Lisa live today is because we're cooking with heat down here. You can't see it, but we might set the smoke alarm off, so don't anybody panic if we do. Rob, oh my gosh, Rob makes this mean, thanks, Susan, this mean tofu slash tempeh dish, because we're going to use tempeh today. And I wanted him to come on and kind of instruct me because he usually is the chef when we make this dish. Does this dish have a name, Rob?
Yes.
And what is the name?
I think it's just called my mix.
Is mix. This is called Rob's Mix. And if you want the recipe for Rob's Mix, type in the comments or shoot me a DM. And do you mind if I share it with our fans?
No,
Okay, cool. So let's get started. What you can't see yet, but I'm going to turn you down here now, is that I had the skillet on the stove because we had this silly electric stove, and I was trying to get it warmed up, and I started heating my oil, and it started like smoking. So, Rob, we start with a cast iron skillet, yeah?
yeah.
And I already put some olive oil in it. Is that what you would do?
What?
And what would go in next?
Oh, I think a tempeh. What takes the longest?
Well, what takes the longest? Actually, that's a really great question. When you're cooking, you put things in order of the things that take the longest. You could put the tempeh in first. What if we put these in first?
Yeah, I think something that makes it juicier.
Yeah, something that makes it juicier. I like that. I'm all about making it juicy. How do you feel about being 58, Rob?
I feel great.
You feel great at 58?
58.
Okay, what would you put in next?
Um, chickpeas.
Chickpeas. Oh, really? Okay, why not? This is Rob's birthday and it's his show. Woo! I don't know if you can hear that sizzling. So, Rob's mix, we've got sweet red bell pepper because it has more vitamin C than a orange. He has been watching Veg with Lisa live. And we've got some chickpeas for a little bit of added extra protein because where do you get your protein, Rob?
Plants.
He gets it all from plants. What next, Rob?
I say tempeh.
Okay, so in case some of you don't know what tempeh is, it's one of our favorites in this household. Rob, why do you like tempeh?
Because it is has a lot of protein.
It has a lot of
And
plant-based protein, and it's fermented. Oh, nice. We did not rehearse this, by the way. It is fermented indeed. It's good for your gut health, isn't it?
Mm.
And I wanted to show you, just in case you're not familiar with working with tempeh. By the way, you can use tofu for this, which we sometimes do, but tempeh is a particular favorite in this house because here we go. One serving and one of these little, I already cut it in half, but one of these slabs, thank you, Rob, give that a stir, has 3 servings or 2.5 servings, and each serving has, get this, wait for it, 19 grams of protein. Ask Rob where he gets his protein. Plants, baby plants. The other reason I love tempeh is because, get this, one serving. Can you even guess how many grams of fiber? Rob, can you guess how many grams of fiber in one serving?
A lot.
A lot. 10 grams of fiber. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a nutritional powerhouse. So it comes out of the package looking like this. And I just wanted to show you. Isn't that cool? So do you know what tempeh is, Rob?
Soybean?
It's fermented soybeans. Yeah, nice. And often with another grain. So can you read our viewers what the ingredients are in this particular kind of tempeh? I like to cut it into little
Ingredients:
pieces.
organic
Yeah.
soybeans, water, organic brown rice, organic barley, organic millet, lactic acid,
That's okay.
and starter tofu.
All right. So organic soybeans and whoops, I dropped one, a couple pieces. Hey, Rob, will you grab those off the floor? And it's like the 30-second rule. Oh, never mind. I got them. Actually, that was not the 30-second rule. So what now, Rob? We've got our sweet bell pepper, more vitamin C than an orange. We've got some chickpeas for added protein and added fiber. By the way, Rob, can you read us the nutritional content on the chickpeas? How many grams of protein in one serving of chickpeas? I'm going to add just a little bit of salt while he's doing that.
7 grams.
7 grams of protein. Where do we get our protein? Where does this ultra endurance runner, sexy 58-year-old get his protein? He gets it from plants, baby. How much fiber in that one serving of chickpeas, Rob?
I don't really see fiber. Oh, fiber, 4 grams.
4 grams of fiber per serving. That's awesome. Okay, thanks, Rob. Now, what else? We got the tempeh in there.
I'd say
Because
you might want to add some type of a spice.
some spices.
So it soaks in, or whatever the word is.
Soaks in some type of spices, so it soaks in. What would you like to add, Rob?
I think it was turmeric.
Turmeric. Okay, we'll let you do that.
For inflammation.
Yeah, turmeric for inflammation. This guy knows his stuff. He's been watching Veg with Lisa, right? By the way, Rob is indeed an ultra endurance runner. I didn't make that up. Hi, Marianne. And he has been running as of today for 50 years. That's right. He started his running career at age of 8. Rob, what do you think being vegan does for your athletic career?
I think it's prolonged it.
Prolonged it?
I
Yeah.
was really beat up
Mm.
a couple years back.
Yeah, you
I
were
mean,
beat up.
more than 6 years back.
Uh-huh.
And now I can recover much more quickly.
Quicker recovery. Yeah, that's one thing that a lot of plant-based athletes claim. Okay, what next? Besides, we've got turmeric in there for its anti-inflammatory properties,
Or
and you
garlic
can
powder.
see garlic powder. Yeah, yeah.
And
What else?
some of this.
What is
Powder,
that? Cumin.
cumin,
Yeah, I know that's cumin.
and
I put a little salt and pepper.
might have to add one. Yeah.
What do
That
you think we
smells
need?
pretty strong.
Yeah,
Oh, you already did salt and pepper?
I did a little bit of
Okay.
salt and pepper. Yeah. What's
Maybe
next?
a little bit more oil. I don't know. It's getting a little dry. Down
Yeah,
here.
so if it's a little dry, you could add, you know what?
I think the tempeh soaks up a lot.
The tempeh does soak up a lot. We could add a little bit more oil. If you are following a no oil diet, you could use some aquafaba from draining the chickpeas. You could use water. You could use veggie broth. Yeah.
I don't know about that much.
But Rob
Chili
is,
pepper?
yeah, I like a little hot red pepper. In fact, I'll tell you a little secret. Rob is not a real spicy guy. Well, he is a spicy guy, but he doesn't eat a lot of spicy foods. And I planted that. I put those chili peppers there, hoping he would put them in because I like it a little bit zippy. Okay, what's next, Rob?
I think mushrooms.
Okay, mushrooms. So why do you like mushrooms?
Because I like the Grateful Dead.
Why else do you like mushrooms besides because you like the Grateful Dead?
Because I don't know. I mean, I just love mushrooms.
Yeah.
Their flavor, they're healthy. There's all kinds of reasons
Yeah.
for different mushrooms have different reasons.
Yeah, yeah. They're kind of meaty. They add a little bit of meatiness to them, don't they? So I like shiitake, so that's what I bought. He who buys the groceries gets to pick the variety of mushrooms. And just in case people aren't super familiar with what to do when you get a mushroom home like this, you don't need to wash it in water. That makes it mushy. You can just cut off the stems, save these for your veggie broth or your mushroom broth. And I'm not sure if you can see this, but you just slice these up like this. Yeah, mushrooms are really trendy these days. Have you noticed? And I think for really good reason. They're absolutely delicious, and they have a lot of super secret properties that we in our world are just kind of tuning into. Okay, what next? Doesn't that look good? It smells amazing. What's
Some
next?
type of a green
Some type of a
substance.
green? Okay, a green
Probably
substance.
kale first.
Yes,
Probably
kale
less. I mean,
first.
it's more substantive. I don't know what the
Well,
word
it
is.
takes longer to cook.
Yeah.
How about that? Okay. And I rinsed this and then ripped it into little pieces, and I left the water, the moisture clinging to it, because that kind of helps it. You could see it was a little dry. So that'll help. I don't know if you can hear that, but that makes it kind of sizzle. And we don't want to add a lot of salt. But if you do add just a teeny bit of salt, I like to add salt as I go because it does draw the moisture out and it helps the green stuff kind of cook down. But again, we don't want to add too much sodium. However, Rob, do you know where we get most of our excess sodium?
French fries.
From French fries! Exactly, from processed and convenience foods. Yeah, potato chips, all those good things. This is not your home cooking. Now, what I would probably do at this point is I would pop the lid on to kind of let that kale cook. So we're going to probably have to do this in like by the magic power of television. We pop the lid on. Look at this. I got this beautiful new red pot for Christmas from my mother. I love it. And the lid comes in very handy. So I would let that cook a little bit to wilt the kale. And we'll just pretend. What would you do next, Rob? Let's pretend that that's all cooked. What would you do next?
Put the spinach.
Yeah, put the spinach in. Why
The
so
last
many
minute kind of,
at the last minute? Why is that?
because it just withers away.
It just withers away. Yeah, spinach withers away. Why so many green things, Rob?
Antioxidants.
Antioxidants. Yeah.
What's the other thing?
Other thing that the green things have in it?
No.
Yeah, a little bit of fiber, a little bit of protein, a little bit of fiber. Leafy greens, depending on the variety, kale is a cruciferous. They have sulforaphane. They have anti-cancer properties, mostly known for their antioxidants. They're really probably one of the best things that we can eat. Okay, did we forget anything else? We got tempeh for massive protein and fiber. You can use tofu instead. We have one sweet bell pepper, more vitamin C than an orange. We have chickpeas because one, they're delicious, and two, for added fiber, added protein. We put in mushrooms. I did shiitake. You can do any kind that you want. What else did we put in there, Rob? Spices. We've got turmeric, anti-inflammatory. We've got cumin because it's delicious. We've got garlic powder just because it's handy and it's not quite as sharp. Rob doesn't quite like as much sharp garlic flavor as Emily and Ellie do. I don't know about Ellie, but Emily likes more than better. More is better. A little bit of salt. Because I planted them, Rob threw in some crushed red chilies, kale, spinach, greens, salt, and pepper. That's it. So we would let this cook with the lid on so that the greens can just wilt and stir it up. And then, yes, will you slide that over here, Rob? I made one earlier. So this is what it looks like when it's done. You can see that everything cooked down, the greens. How's it look, Rob?
Great.
Okay, but here is the real test. It is the taste test, right?
More protein.
So how do you normally eat your mix with?
On top of quinoa.
On top of quinoa or brown rice or something like that, right? So, and I stepped on your words. Why quinoa? Besides that it's delicious.
It's the complete
Plant-based protein.
Yes.
Amino acids.
Freudian slip. Rob's right. You do not have to combine your proteins, but if you are concerned about it, quinoa does have all amino acids for a complete protein. Okay, will you hold this, Rob? Here's a fork. Now, because I didn't think Rob was going to put any chili flakes in, I like to put just a little bit. This is red pepper chili mash. It's really hot, so we'll just put a teeny little bit. Doesn't that look fantastic? Jimmy Spears, how are you? You make tofu or tempeh. I keep calling it tofu. It's actually tempeh. Okay, give it a taste, Rob. Don't be distracted, Rob. Give it a taste. This is Rob's birthday mix. Ooh, how'd I do?
great.
Is it good? Don't get it in that red
Really
chili.
good.
Is it really good?
No.
Okay, let me
Bon
try.
appetit.
Bon appetit, he said. Look at this. It really is delicious. And again, if you're just wanting to eat less meat, if you want something that's absolutely delicious, but you're worried about protein and all that, you don't need to be. There is so much amazing protein in Rob's Mix. In the tempeh, you could use tofu. In the chickpeas, in the quinoa. This guy's plant-based, and he's one tough dude. Let me tell you. It is delicious.
All
There's
right.
your lunch, Rob.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
And thank you for joining us for Veg with Lisa Live.
You're welcome.
Come back soon. Thank you for joining us for Veg with Lisa Live. If you want the recipe for Rob's Mix, shoot me a message. See you next week. 58. Rob is great at 58. Boom.